Welcome to our second maths lesson of the week. So today again we are applying our skills. We did some estimating in our first lesson this week. Today we're doing some checking. So let's get going. So we're checking answers today. So complete the fact family for each model. So your first model says your whole is 45 and your two parts are 32 and 13. Nice and straightforward this one. So which two numbers add together to get the answer? How else could you write that? And what would I have to subtract from one number to get the other number? So we've got three numbers here. These three numbers need to go in the different boxes. And same method again, slightly bigger numbers now, but again, you've got your whole at the top and the two parts that make up that whole. So which numbers need to go in which boxes? And finally, you've got a bar model instead. So you've got 1,000, 700 and 300. So again, your whole is the 1,000 because it's the full length of that bar model, and your two parts are 700 and 300. So again, place them in the correct boxes. Okay, there is a mistake in each subtraction. Use an addition to check each subtraction. Complete the part-whole models. So they're saying that 214 subtract 111 is 113. So they're asking you to do an addition. So which two numbers do you think you would need to add to see if that is where the mistake is? And similarly, my whole is 600. So what would I have to add together to see if my answer is correct? Okay, number 3. Show an addition on the number line that could be used to work out the subtraction 500 take away 285. So you've got the beginning of this here. So if I start at 285 and I add 15, I get to 300. So what would I need to add then to get from 300 to 500? And then from that you can work out your answer. So the next one you need to do yourself on the number line. So think about what might be your starting number at the beginning of the number line. And we know that our end number is going to be our biggest number, so 750 will go at the end. So what would I add? How would I break it up? Going from 683, doing 750 to get to taking away 683. So use a number line like you did in the first question to work that out. Okay, Teddy is working out an addition calculation. He's doing 175 plus 135 and he says it is 300. What subtraction could Teddy do to check he is correct? So using those digits, what subtraction could he do to check he's correct? Once you've worked that one out, so draw the subtraction on the number line to show that Teddy is wrong. So what did he do wrong? What is the correct answer to Teddy's question? So what is the correct answer to 175 plus 135? Number 4. Number 5. Work out the problem and then check your calculation. A crate contains 462 apples. Some apples are used to make juice. There are 187 apples left. How many apples were used to make the juice? So have a go, work out. So you might want to do an addition. You might want to do a subtraction. And once you've done your answer, once you've found your answer, do the inverse. So if you've added in the first instance, then you would subtract, or if you've subtracted, you would add. So do the inverse to check. So you should be doing 2 different calculations for this question. So working out your answer and then doing the opposite to check your answer. Number 6. Work out the problem and then check your answer. So again, you are working it out and then you'll do the opposite, the inverse, to check it. So Kim reads a book. The book has 200 pages. She reads 75 pages on Monday and she reads 39 pages on Tuesday. How many pages does she have left to read? So you might want to work out how much she's read altogether, first of all, and then see what she would need to then read to get to the next one. So you might add, then subtract. Once you've done that, you might then do a subtraction and then an add to check if you've got that right. So 2 calculations there. First of all, to work out your answer, then to check if you've got it right. Use the digit cards to make two 3-digit numbers. So you've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So write an addition using your numbers. Any addition you like, only using each digit once though. So I can't have 333 plus 444. So what is your answer? And then could you have a go on your own or talking to someone around? Could you use some different methods? How could you check it? Could you do some subtractions? Would you do a different addition maybe? Would you draw a bar model? Would you draw a number line? How might you check your answer? Okay. So use a subtraction to check the answer to the addition. You've got 134 plus 45, which that would equal 179 according to this one. What would you need to do to check this? I'm going to talk about this one on the slide rather than at the end. So hopefully you've used your subtraction and you should have done 179 take away 45 to see if you've got 134, or 179 take away 134 to see if you've got 45. And next one again, we'll have a go. So Alex has baked 145 cakes for a bun sale. She sells 78 cakes. How many does she have left? So can you work it out and show your answer in a bar model to see and to check it using addition? So Alex has baked 145 cakes. So have a go at doing that, and then we'll talk about the answer in just a second. Okay, so let's have a look. So she's baked 145 cakes and she sold 78. So you should have done 145 subtract 78. If you've done that, you'll have what she's got left. So your bar model should have had 145 on the top, at the full bar, then 78 and your answer next to it underneath. So write all the calculations you could make using these cards. Now I'm not going to go through this one for too long because that's up to you. So think about choose two of the numbers. Are you going to add? Are you going to take away? Have a go at doing all the different possible combinations that you could do, and have a go at working those out as well. Okay, Mo says, if I add two numbers together, I can check my answer by using a subtraction of the same numbers. For example, to check 23 plus 14, I can do 14 take away 23. Now, do you agree? Explain why. So pause now, have a little think. What has he done? Do you agree with what he said or not? Okay, hopefully you have had a go at that and you've paused. If not, just pause and give yourself a little bit more time. So you shouldn't have agreed with Mo on this one because you can't do 14 take away 23. It's a smaller number. What he should have said is I can do, so to check 23 plus 14, to check that you'd have done 23 plus 14, which is 37. So you would have done 37 take away 23 or 37 take away 14 to find your answer. I completed an addition and then used the inverse to check my calculation. When I checked my calculation, the answer was 250. One of the numbers was 355. What could the calculation be? So this one's up to you. You've got lots of different things that you could write in this. So loads of different answers for this. Now, for the first one, where it says something add something equals something, you need to put 250 somewhere in that calculation. You have to have 250 somewhere in there. And one of the other numbers will also be 355. So have a go working out what it could possibly be, what combination you need to do. Okay, time for answers. So I'll just go on to the next few slides. Just pause your screen so you can check your answers after each page. Okay. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed our math lesson today, and I will see you on Friday for our last proper math lesson. Bye.